Greetings, this is Dr. Philip Morgan, anomaly genetics specialist and current director of Project Lazarus, here to give a progress report to Dr. Curding regarding the Cetus. Since the events that unfolded back in September, and the establishment and approval of the operation, major establishments have been made during the past 3 months, mainly on the upper torso region, in both the upper axial and appendicular regions, where major modifications have been successfully established. We also found out many peculiar things during this period. Something about the Cetus body. The staff that participated in the project noticed that the mechanical modifications on the organism have been integrated and fused into the organism's own flesh and bone, with the Cetus tendons wrapping around the inorganic implants. After extensive research, it was concluded that the Cetus genome modification abilities were triggered, causing the surrounding cells in the area to rapidly split and expand, eventually integrating the foreign modifications into its own body. It is speculated that it is a way for the Cetus to gain a form of coverage over its vessel. The staff have used this to their advantage in order to easily integrate foreign implants without further damage to the Cetus flesh and bone, as with this, the modifications would simply sink into whatever bone or flesh it's been placed upon in a span of about 3 days. However, in the past few weeks, the organism's vitals have had a concerning resurgence, mainly in the organism's brain activity, which can mean that the organism is slowly gaining back consciousness from sedation, which also means that the organism might suddenly wake up and free from its anesthetic state. It becomes more apparent as the Cetus suddenly jolts in certain regions of its body, suggesting a resurgence in vitality. I don't know how much time there's left to finally finish the Cetus. It might gain back activity suddenly. Especially in a time like now where the world is already in a sort of state of panic, the Namazu, an extremist insurgency going rogue over the Pacific. Now what else when a giant mechanized carcass suddenly emerges? Nobody knows the potential destructive force an awakened, heavily enhanced, and mechanized Cetus would cause. Well, anyways, this is all for this progress report. Although relatively short, it did provide some insight into the current progress of the operation.